Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at, ladies and gents. I am Kurojiri Isagami, your resident tinkerer and meta-rodder, and this is the Medarot News Network, bringing you all the latest developments and happenings with our favorite pet fighting robot series. Now, thankfully, it looks like things are indeed slowing down back to business as per the usual. No collabs in sight, no limited time or limited edition bots coming around the corner, but that is still no reason for us to rest on those laurels and drop our guards just yet, because this week is going to be a pretty busy week all the same though, with a number of bots that are coming in both as main banners and both as boosted rates. So it's going to be a pretty busy week with one new model that's going to be gracing Medarot S from MedaSurvivor. And also on the topic of MedaSurvivor, we have one brand new model and another brand new artist of well-known notoriety that will be gracing the scene as well. And one final note before I do get us started here, please do bear in mind I do have one secret announcement for you at the very end of this video. So make sure that you stick around to the very end to catch it, and I'm very excited to show that to you with all the progress that has been being made towards completion and towards the big surprise and reveal in the coming weeks. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into what was officially announced for this week, starting with the gacha banners and who to expect in this current week's lineup. Now this week, like I said, is going to be rather busy as far as banners are concerned, because we have three main pickups that are going live this week. The first of which is the brand new model that will be joining Medarot S from MedaSurvivor, and that is GSS-0 Ghost Ship by Kazataka Miyatake, the designer of Macross, with a kit of Hyper Beam, Tornado, Ghost Shot, Sea Legs, and Marine Up. So thankfully no brand new skills to be expected or explained this time around, but still an extremely nasty kit there as far as aquatic-based terrain fighters is concerned. Two skills in particular requiring CG and a leg ability that when on aquatic terrain basically synergizes into that no problem. And if you can't use either of those, well, guess what? You're going about 3 miles up in the air anyway thanks to her powerful tornado attacks. Additionally, we also have KBT-17 Alpha Soma, the Beetle-type mascot of MedaSurvivor, joining the scene once again, with Power Missile, Power Rifle, Giga Gatling, Biped Legs, and Battle Master. And then lastly, we also have the Stag Beetle mascot to MedaSurvivor, KWG-17 Bularis Mandi, with Power Sword, Clock Rage, Jet Hammer, Biped Legs, and Close Range. So it's going to be a very heavily MedaSurvivor-based week this time around, but thankfully because that still does lie within the same genre and IP, nothing really to pay attention to or really freak out over this time around. And if you're choosing to use this as a week to kind of relax and recoup on rubies, this is definitely your best opportunity to do so. Now, as it is with standard banners though, each one does have its own set of boosted rates that go live with each. So, like I said, lots of bots that are going live this week as well, either as pickups or as boosteds. Now, going through these in order, the boosted rates for Ghost Ship's banner specifically features MGY0 Gato Arbol with Suction, Double Break, Biped Legs, and Battle Stance, and ONH0 Sarashina Hime with Dominion, Effect Clear, Hold, Biped Legs, and Blowbeat. Now, we did get TP for Sarashina Hime last week, so this is really not going to be anything particularly new or groundbreaking. But this week, we also did get a big announcement that Gato Arbol will be getting TP as well. So this includes some extra bonuses to battle stance, to heat and cool or power, or in the case of break, even some extra success boost by charge requirement reductions to help make those boosts easier to attain. So it's going to be very nice, and do expect to see that breakdown as well not long after this video goes live, to see the ultimate breakdown on her new tune-up perks and what she brings to the table. For Alpha Soma's banner, we have two very iconic and well-known KBTs joining the fray once again, and those are KBT-14 Musha Beetle with Shooter Core, Long Shot, Charge Buster, Biped Legs, and Fortress, and a KBT-15 Answai with Revive, Double Inferno, Biped Legs, and Bloodstain. So it's going to be a very power and very high output pickups and boosted on that banner specifically. But given the kind of power that Alpha Soma is bringing to the table, it only makes sense that they pick a couple really equally as powerful models to join the fray as well. Musha Beetle and Answai both extremely powerful and very stylish in their own right, and with the Oriental armor on Musha Beetle definitely bringing in the style point as well. And then lastly, for Bularis Mandi's boosted race banner, we see the inverse of those two, which would be KWG-14 Kairen with Hyper Thunder, Sword, Charge Spark, Biped Legs, and Voltage, And then KWG-15 Omega Stag with Scrape, Double Punishment, Biped Legs, and Breakneck. So it's going to be a very busy week as far as banners are concerned, like I said. Not necessarily because of the number of banners that are going live, because technically it's only 3, but it's still going to be a very busy week all the same, because all 6, or rather all 9 models actually, that will be going live and getting boosted rates this week are all very solid across the board, and 2 of which also now have TP for extra bonuses and perks. Now, as far as the Fierce Battles are concerned, though, it is going to be a pretty nice week as well, with a lot of different variety between the parts that are available. Starting us up on this top row is HPP-0 Hippopotamas with Stealth, Double Break Hammer, Tank Legs, and Trap Buster. RIN-0 Rhino Rush with Guard 500, Double Missile, Tank Legs, and Super Armor. And then KZA-01 Kaizo Korobe with Gatling, Rifle, Sword, Biped Legs, and Acrobatics. On the bottom row, we have OWS-0 Papio Chevalier with Fight Boost, Discharge, Counter Guard, Float Legs, and Mascot. CMR-0 Aim Flash with Flash, Beam, Mega Gatling, Wield Legs, and Extra Magazine. And then CRC-01 Shafu with Sword, Double Anti-Air, Biped Legs, and Excel. So, like I said, it's going to be a very mixed range week with a lot of very solid skills across the board. Hippopotamas in particular for Tank Legs and Trap Buster, if you do need it, but you probably find more mileage with Break Hammer. Rhino Rush with Missile to take out Silent Leaders fairly quickly, and Tank Legs with Super Armor if you can afford it, and Kaiser Korobe for just kind of your all-around hybrid melee shooter for your auxiliary support. OWS Papio Chevalier, of course, with your melee-oriented guard and support with Fight Boost, Discharge, and Counter Guard. Aim Flash in particular with your shooting auxiliary and high speed with high speed legs and flash, and Shafu with your melee anti-air arms to take out any pesky flyers that are on the enemy team. Ultimately, I do have to give MVP of the week to Aim Flash specifically, because even in today's current competitive meta, that hit is still extremely valuable and viable in a lot of different builds, and it's something you generally can't ever go wrong with using. The legs you absolutely can make use of as well, because it is a very fast leg, a wheeled leg obviously, with extra magazine, and that extra leg ability does mean you get an extra head charge no matter which ability you choose to use, so that also can serve its purposes additionally. I would also give a runner-up to Shafu specifically, mostly for the sake of having anti-air raised as a just-in-case, because that is a very good coverage skill to have as a just-in-case before anything else. Now, moving on to game-related stuff, though, as natural, there will be a new Super Invasion going live featuring Ghost Ship as well, and with her very powerful kit of Hyper Beam, Tornado, Ghost Shot, Sea Legs, and Marine Up, I assume it's going to be a pretty nasty fight, and it's probably going to mandate or very heavily encourage the use of Sea Legs, because, let's be real, this is going to be a pain and a half if you don't know what you're doing. And I'm rather fully expecting that they're going to be banning Anti-Sea for the sake of keeping people from cheesing it, but that's just my take before actually seeing the. We will have to see when that does officially go live, and just kind of wait and see what kind of modifiers Ghost Ship brings to the table. Especially with the designer from Macross, it is going to be a very imposing model when she does hit the field. Now for events, though, it is going to be pretty nice and a relatively low-key week as well. This week we have the opportunity to earn a lot of different tie-in events with MedaSurvivor specifically. The new medal we have the opportunity to earn is the Nightmare Medal, which is a Hunter Nature Medal with a mastery in shooting, healing, and defense, and leg masteries and multi-flight and sea. You can also re-earn the event reward NTB0TP from the original Medarot 1 with a kit of Triple Melt, Biped Legs, and Straight, who's also a rerun event reward. We have seen him a handful of times already, but it is going to be very exciting all the same for people that are just new and starting out the game and perhaps missed him the first time around. You can also earn more BGMs, including Shiny Beginning, Stormy, and a number of others, and of course monthly gacha tickets to use in the monthly Meta League banners. Now, the event itself will also be boss fight, which means that upon completing the main dungeon, every victory earned will basically give you a counter towards a boss fight encounter. When you choose to use those, it will put you up against a much harder foe for a second round of extra rewards not in the original pool. That being said, pure sets will be encouraged if you are planning to take this, if you're planning to go through this event. Do make sure you consult the previous slides for highlighted bots, banners, and fierce battles as well, just to kind of make sure that you stay up to date with who's going to give you the best bonuses. Now, as far as MedaSurvivor is concerned, we do have one new showrunner that will be debuting in that game as well. But first of which, we also have Roll Beauty from Medarot Girls Mission gracing the field as well, who is also the twin and counterpart to the game's Pom Pom mate, who's been in MedaSurvivor since launch. Now, she does tend to focus heavily on bullet speed and movement speed, so I think she's going to pair really nicely with a lot of models that offer those as passives. And then we also have Matro Noir, which is designed by Shimizu Eiichi, the co-creator of Ultraman, debuting with the game as well, with a very heavy and strong emphasis with her dictator-type design and aesthetic, with crit rate and crit damage, which is extremely useful for taking on a lot of harder enemies or bulkier enemies at once. A lot of models that emphasize with crit as well in MedaSurvivor currently are things like Shin Saber, Yukitan, and even Shadow Armor as examples. So it's going to be really nice to see how well those all of those synergize with the new Dictator type that will be joining the scene here pretty soon. Now, moving away from game-related stuff and onwards to a community, we are still always looking for translators to assist us with any current projects or endeavors. So if you are knowledgeable in coding, cleaning Japanese, and have some time on your hands, or if you possibly know somebody that might be, definitely feel free to give them a buzz, or even give us a buzz, or join our Discord and ask around. We are more than happy to get you in touch with the right people to fill you in on what still needs done and what has been done. Alternatively, you are also more than welcome to donate to the cause with various crowdfunding in the link below, where we can commission to have some of those extra lines of text translated. That especially will help because it means less work on the translators and they can focus more on typesetting and cleaning up to make it look pretty. Because Medarot 4 is definitely a very big project, even bigger than Medarot 3, which is now currently completed, and with the manga that is still currently ongoing at a relatively slower pace. So again, feel free to ask around or even reach out and we can fill you in. We would love to try to have those completed. However, we have a lot of other really big things going on with Project Rising Beetle as well. Just as a friendly reminder, we do have the ongoing Ori Meta contest that is currently in the Project Rising Beetle Discord server with a theme of steampunk to celebrate my 4-year anniversary coming up here very soon. The event itself, as you see, will be running from the May 6th to August 1st, where I will then take about a week and a half, 2 weeks to deliberate winners and then declare them. The winners in particular, and the number will be relative to how many entries we receive, will be getting personalized fan art and concept art drawn by yours truly. And I did mention this on my art stream with Sane a couple weeks ago when I first announced this with them. But if we can get at least 20 entries in that contest overall from a whole bunch of different people, I will personally mention it to Sane and we will do a stream on the air, on live, where we will go over all the designs and talk about them and then officially declare winners from there. So I'm very excited to be seeing what you all come up with. Join our Discord in the link below for all the rules and the extra tips and tricks and the channels for where to submit. Now, as far as other art is concerned, though, your boy is going to be rather busy in the next couple days, though, and I do hope that you will join me for this. I do have my Volume 2 art collab with friends here coming up this coming Thursday with my friend Sunny, the resident Queenie Bee tuber, that will be joining me as well for an Ori Meta collab stream. I have given her instruction to play around with my random generator and come up with some ideas that we can bring to the stream. She has not shown them to me yet. I have no idea what she is bringing to the table. So I do hope that you join me for that as well, as I have Sunny here at the news desk with me at the MNN to design some brand new, never-before-seen Ori metas. And the same can be said for my dear friend Emeraldo, who'll be joining me for the same thing for an art stream with friends Volume 3 this coming Sunday. My stream with Sunny will be on Thursday, April 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. My stream with Emeraldo will be on this coming Sunday, which is the 18th of May at 7 p.m. Eastern. So it is going to be very exciting to see what these two very dear friends of mine bring to the table with what they have from the generator. And I do hope that you join me for one or even both of those as well to show your support and even give them a follow, because they are wonderful friends of mine for what they do and the kind of content that they bring to the B2 realm. One final note on the topic of art before I do wrap us up. As a friendly reminder, I am always and also open for commission. So if you are looking for a live 2D model ready to rig, 3D models with the work, standard art, or even emotes as well, I am more than happy to try to make something happen. So feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, Discord, or Blue Sky, or whichever your method of social media platform is, and we can most certainly try to make something happen. I will do just about anything as you see here, including even mecha, but of course I will not do anything NSFW or gore. So just something to keep in mind, not a very hard rule to keep in mind and pay attention to. but I do leave my DMs open on purpose for that very reason. But with that being said, that does basically cover everything for this week's episode. So, like I said, it is a relatively light but still busy week, all the same, as it is business as per usual. Between Medarot S, MedaSurvivor with the newcomers, and of course with my art streams here coming up in the next few days. That being said, if you'd like to know more, you can follow us below on Facebook at the Medarot News Network page and the Metabots Forever community on there that I do also run and manage, beyond 43,000 members. You can also join us on Discord in the link provided and in the comments below to keep an even closer ear to the ground on the action. This includes any new links to merchandise, fan art, contests, my episodes, or anything else of the like. That is the first place you're going to hear it before it goes anywhere else on the net. You can also follow me on Twitter, Discord, or Blue Sky, like I said, at Iksagamikura. So if you have any questions, feedback, comments, or suggestions, definitely feel free to reach out to me and we can most certainly try to make something happen. Same can be said if you want to run a collaboration with me, whether that means having you here at the news desk at the MNN, or me stopping in on your channel for a friendly chat or game. I would absolutely love to coordinate with you. Lastly, do also give my wonderful friends Sunny BTuber and Emeraldo Emra a follow as well in support for our upcoming art collab streams and just for your support in general. They are wonderful content creators for what they bring to the table, and I'm excited to have them on the MNN as special guests. Emeraldo actually a second time, from the first time being with the Outsmarted collab I had a number of months or weeks ago. But that does basically cover everything, so one final reminder before I do wrap us up, I do have a very secret and special announcement at the end of this video, so do make sure you stick around just a little bit longer than you may normally once my outro does run, and you will see it. But with all that being said, as always, I do appreciate you all for stopping in, just as you always do, and until next time, this is your host, Kura Isagami of the Medarot News Network, signing out.